Never give up. Never, 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 no, no, never, 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 no, no, never, never give up. Never.
Born in the silence where the manna should sing. In a kingdom of crowns, I'm the nameless thing. No spark in my palm, just the dust of the forsaken. But the more you don't give, the more will be taken. They looked at the sky, I looked at the dirt. Built a temple of muscle through the logic of herd. 1,000, 2,000, count the sweat on the floor. If the world shuts the gate, I'll just break down the door. Fate wrote a script with a hollowed out soul, but there's a power in being the one out of control. The grimoire is rusted, the pages are torn. In the shadow of failure, a brother is born. Look at the sky, see the black wings rise. I'm the glitch in the system, the truth in the lies. You call it a curse, I call it the key to the only magic that's keeping me free. I'm not done yet, I'm still standing here, feeding on the doubt, breathing in the fear. The 4 leaves are lucky, but the 5th is mine. I'll never give up, it's my desire. Never, 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 no, no, never, never. Hey Lieber, can you feel the pulse? 2 outcasts making the universe convulse. Richard gave us life, now we give them hell. Breaking every hex, every god tier spell. It's not about the mana, it's about the weight of the demon slayer swinging at the heads of fate. You think you're a king, you think you're a god. I'm just a peasant who beat all the odds. One more rep, one more rep, one more life to defy. You don't need wings of mana when you're forced to climb the sky. Look at the sky, see the black wings rise. I'm the glitch in the system, the truth in the lies. You call it a curse, I call it the key to the only magic that's keeping me free. I'm not done yet, I'm still standing here, feeding on the doubt, breathing in the fear. The 4 leaves are lucky, but the 5th is mine. I'll never give up, it's my design. Never, 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 no, no, never, never, no, never, 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 no, no, never, never. The Wizard King's throne is a long way away, but I'll take another step starting today. No magic, no problem. I'm just getting started.
All right. Actually, I never even checked if my mic was working. It is. Okay, cool. And it's, I don't know why. It feels so much more sensitive than I remember when I started streaming. I think it's just because I'm bad at streaming. But we're back, guys. We're back. Actually, was just watching people. I was watching Mika play Repo, not people. Mika. I have no idea who she's playing with, but I was watching her playing Repo, and I was just like, "Fuck! I need to play Repo." You know, I need to just find anybody to play Repo with, because I've played Peak, and even solo. I held off on playing it at all because it felt like a game you could only enjoy with people, and I never have the follow through to deal with people constantly changing their schedules. Every time I've like asked people, hey, you want to play this? Hey, you want to play that? They either complain or they're like, oh, I don't want to stream with this person. I don't want to stream with that person. It's just like, my fucking God. It's like, why are people... All these collabs I see people do, I have to appreciate they have the energy to deal with other people. I'd much rather join someone else who's already done the work to do it. But I played Peak solo, and y'all see me do it. It's really fun, even alone. I can see where having other people would be fun, but I was talking to someone else. I just recently became acquainted with who tried playing it with friends, and it was apparently terrible because they sucked at the game. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like that's more of an opinion because I've had people say the same thing about like Fortnite and other games, and I really don't care if my whole team like instantly just gets wiped. I just have fun playing with other people because that's it's gaming. That's what it is. But that's why I'm playing Fortnite right now. Is I set up a bunch of stuff to play the rest of the last little bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance, but Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. We've already beaten one. But honestly, I'm terrified to finish the game. I love it so much, I don't want to finish it. I only ever played on stream. We recorded every second of my... Why is my chat glowing? McKay. Yo. DeMickey. Oh, fuck. DeMickey. Yeah. Oh, yeah, DeMickey. I was like, who the fuck's DeMickey? And I was like, I remember who DeMickey is. I just posted my thing. Is he on? It says in Fortnite. Is Mickey? Is that DeMickey? That's not DeMickey. That's not who I'm thinking of. Do I know two people like that? On set. I don't know how to operate this. So that might be DeMickey. Is that the right DeMickey? I don't know. I thought his name was Officer DeMickey. Did I never actually become friends with him on here? I don't know. I thought I sent him a friend request, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Might be a different guy. Might be a different guy. I know too many people. I didn't think it's a popular name, but I know too many people that have the name like DeMickey, but I'm sure he'll send me something. I was going to pick a spirit. I got the new Batman spirit, but I haven't found like the regular one. I just got the holo foil. I thought it was hollow foil. It doesn't matter. Have I mastered all the ones I have right now? Some are useful, but honestly, the spirit things, as cute as it is, it's fun collecting them. It's like Pokemon, kind of. But one thing I kind of... There was a season where, like, as you progressed through the storm phases and stuff like that, you would get, what do you call it? Like, abilities and stuff like that. So... These are cool and they have abilities, and some of them are great. Like the soccer one, I wish like different versions of them had like different types of power. Like I wish the like just a typical soccer one was really subdued, you know, or like it had only had like 1 or 2 levels of ability, or as you got the overdrive effect, the overdrive effect on the other ones would have, I don't know, different contrails or different, you know, just something to make them more worth it. Other than like their variant ability, it doesn't affect you per se. It just affects how you would get other things. This is one of my favorites so far, though. It basically makes a soccer spirit suck balls because it nullifies fall damage. And you know me, I'm never thinking about where I'm going. I think we'll play squads right now. Depending on how I feel, because I've been pretty sick lately, we'll decide whether I jump between games. I figure just coming in soft with some nice, smooth Fortnite. Not to mention, I am trying the enhanced broadcasting. I don't know how that's going to affect things, honestly. I always feel weird when I play this on stream just because half I'm not used to it and half that I am somewhat distracted. It always feels like I'm looking at it a little bit different. But apparently, enhanced broadcasting's been out for a while. I've only noticed it recently, but some of it has to do with settings and other stuff that I haven't really kept up with because it changes if you don't stay on top of it. From what I understand, it's basically I take on more burden, and in exchange, my bitrate and stuff gets broadened a bit, which is good. makes it smoother for the people. So basically, instead of using the trans-encoding that they use on, I'm not going all the way over there, on Twitch, instead of them doing the bypass and stuff like that on yours, which are just fancy words for basically squishing your feed into shit to make it consumable in a... I'm not describing this well because I've already forgotten how to stream. Take that. Take you. Get out of here. Basically, what they do is they do what we used to do when it came to changing our resolution to make our content more easily consumable if you, like, were watching on a phone. But like I said, technology changed. I explained that quite a few times. Technology changed a bit, and also how things are done, to where the resolution difference, to where people are like, oh, you gotta do it 720, that's the best, so people on smaller screens and mobile devices watching on the app and stuff would fuck, this guy's mean. Take that, you bastard. Would basically get a more even thingamajig, and that wasn't actually true. It was like a weird ratio in reality. Oh, fuck, nuggets. Leave me alone. Wait, they're not chasing me. Oh, they're fucking chasing me. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are naughty boys. They're gonna be on my biscuits. I know it. I know it. We all knows it. Cool, cool. Yes. Cool beans. Is he coming? Are you coming? Where is he? He's not coming. That's right, you better run. Not afraid of them. Not afraid. I'm gonna take that. Anyway, what was I saying? Either way, it was like 980 something because technically the app and stuff, the way it processed the video feed, your typical 1920 by 1080p would basically be like half pixel too big or some shit. It was weird. There was much smarter people who broke it down, and it made no sense still, but it sounded right, you know? And basically, that was an issue that we thought they were just like, fuck it, who cares? Partnered streamers are where it's at. You know, other people try to become famous doing this, so they'll fill in the gaps and blah, blah, blah. Basically, we thought they were ignoring the problem, and to a degree they were. I'm here. Is it in here? It is. They hid that little bastard. What was I saying? Anyway. A whole bunch of bullshit, basically, happened for years, where the arguable what's the best bit rate, what's the best resolution, was always not there. It just didn't make sense. Grainy footage was grainy footage, and there was a million excuses why, and the partners would have their, you know, little reasons why people are failing or stuff like that, but the long and short of it is, what works for other people doesn't work for everybody. Equipment varies so much because you're typically using a computer. I mean, some people stream using consoles, but that's just weird. It's more standardized, but because of the lack of standardization among hardware, there was a problem that they had to address that couldn't be addressed by just making a simple solution, like just an update or something like that, or a change in procedure, which, sure, makes sense. I get it. But then you have the other hand is Twitch doesn't really care about growing smaller streamers to a degree. They're more concerned with what improves streaming itself, at least from how I've seen things go. What is that? That looks funky. A Galaxy Air Spirit. Yeah, buddy. Wait, I didn't put that on. Their giggles just kill me. And yes, they brought back Sniper Rifle in the game. Huzzah. So, what was I saying? Who am I? Doesn't matter. I like these. Anyway, to make a long story short, is enhanced broadcasting is, from how I understand it, is basically, you got to share your system details with Twitch. Kind of not what you want to do if you're super, what do you call it? If you're really into security like me, where you don't trust anyone with anything about anything. I don't trust people to make me a sandwich. I question everything. I'm the kind of person who has to sanitize his groceries after coming back from the grocery store just to put them in the fridge because, you know, I'm pretty sure at some point someone's going to try to poison me again. Yes, again, it's happened. But not the point. With this, it's a little less evasive. I mean, they can only pull so much, not to mention, if you're using Windows, you've already basically sold your computer's soul to an overlord. But I digress. Enough about that. No one cares. Shut up. Enhanced broadcasting, when it comes down to it, is it puts the burden on your computer. I'm leaving my guys to die a little bit. I'm surprised they're still here. I don't know. Casting Couchy. I'm not fucking saving that guy if he dies. I will let them all die if that is just a cringe fucking name. Anyway, what it comes down to, what it boils down to, from what I've read so far, that looks like a bad guy. I'm gonna ignore him. I got better things to do. I want that, but I gotta get rid of what I got in my hands. I'll go in the store maybe. Makes sense. What it boils down to is basically you do the extra encoding and I'm going to switch that out. I'd rather have the shotgun just for the naked power of just spray and pray, you know, just for the shits and giggles. Basically from every... an apple. Oh, I'm getting distracted a lot. Every kind of resolution is... they basically give you an excuse. Now, I don't have the... I'm going to have to look it up. After I get out of this match, I'll read off the setting to you itself. But... alright. Nope, not going to work. How about now? Yes. Oh shit, those are bad guys. Those are bad guys. Turn around, turn around. Almost went right into him. Basically like 480p, 720p, or 740, I forget what it is. Might be 760. 1080, 21, 1440. There's just so many. Don't even ask me. I don't even remember. I'm not practiced enough anymore or dedicated. But pretty much it allows you to throw them all out there. Now, I'm approved for eligibility, which I'm sure everybody is at this point, on all except for the trans pathways, which is confusing to me. It used to be, it's basically like a separate server of encoding. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Can't go there. I'm gonna have to, yeah, head that way. Alright, let's get these guys up. Filled by a card. Basically, it allows them to play it in all resolutions, or most of them. I have most of the goodies, but there's still limitations put on me. I'm assuming you gotta be on your way to partner, or specially exempted to be accepted into the beta program, where basically you get the same sort of treatment. I want to get that. No, pick that up, you stupid fuck. Alright, cool. Nobody's angry. I need to get these spirits out of here. I don't know if I have those. Oh, I have the air spirit, but the galaxy one that's on me right now definitely needs to be taken somewhere safe. But basically, it lets you output with a little extra oomph if you have the right cards, but they also added a H21 something. That basically, if you have a certain CPU, allows you to do it, which most people have that CPU now. Blah, blah, blah. it allows you to do it as well. Pretty much everybody, as long as you've agreed to the beta, should have access to this. Granted that you will need a certain amount of oomph, and if you have that oomph, you're pretty much guaranteed that you have the right hardware, but there is some hardware limitations. I think that's Jax. But for me, that's not an issue. I have a decent 4000 series, so I think it's 4000. Yeah, it's definitely 4000. I was thinking, is it 5000? No, it's not. Put one of these on me, just in case. What was I saying? I'm not sure what the requirements or association with what affiliates get entered into the specifically specialized servers for this, which I guess they need more telemetry most likely too. So you take that on however you want to. I'm not focusing on all my words. Oh no, they went down. How horrible. That guy's about to go down too, isn't he? Yeah, he's just... No, he's still alive. Okay. Nope, now he's down. I was right. Never doubt yourself. I should have used my boost. I'm not used to having it yet. Where was I? But no, I'm trying it out. I figured, one, if it works out good, the idea of streaming Kingdom Come Deliverance, the final chapters that I have to cover, will be exceedingly good. You know? So that'll be pretty nice. I'm just gonna revive this guy, why not? Espresso shouldn't have stayed alive! Oh, this cocksucker. Oh, fuck me! Almost dead. Ouch. I am in so much pain! And I almost broke my legs and died. That would have been absolutely worth nothing. If someone lightly bumps in to the air around me, my guy will die right now. I feel like when I have 1 HP. And I'm so pissed I bought that guy's card. Shit. There's bad guys down here? Are you shitting me right now? They're NPCs, but... Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Go to hell, Fortnite. Take your savage NPC bastards with you. Damn, I'm good. Those guys are coming for me. Get out there, get out there, get out there. Oh, thank you for the really, really cool gun. Fuck me! Fuck you! No! Now, what I've just illustrated is exactly how you play this game, you know? You yell enough, nothing good will happen. But basically, I'm trying out this on Fortnite because Fortnite is kind of an FPS hog anyway. It gets a little grainy, pretty much whoever plays it. I've even seen partner streamers play it. But I don't really know how it would play for me. You know? I use Streamlabs for one, which means everybody hates me. I multi-stream, which means, you know, I'm pretty much doing what everybody else does now. There's a gecko on my screen. Thank you, Casting. Actually, I can't thank Casting Couch. It's just too gross. It's just such a fucking disgusting name. You know? He's a Pornhub category for a username. It doesn't matter if he was a saint. He should still be kicked in the fucking balls for that shit. I was wondering if I was coming back. It didn't drop his equipment this time. Sometimes it does that. Fortnite's gotten weird with the consistency in which something's going on. Why would he mark that? That's not going to help me. I need something to... Oh no. Oh, boy. Up and away. But if it really does improve the crispiness and overall quality of like movement and stuff, it could be worthwhile. Oh, find the battle bus. Where the fuck's the battle bus? If we miss that shit, that's new. I was talking about that with someone. I can't remember who I talk to these days. My brain is gone. It's just disgustingly useless. These little silence pistols are devastating. So, like, if you're not on the bus when it departs, everybody who's left dies. Doesn't matter if you, I'm out of freaking ammo. Oh, no, wait, no, I'm not. I just didn't reload. Ow! Not cool, dude. Nope, not sticking around for that shit. I got 50 seconds. No, no, no. Don't do this to me. Hi. Hi, hi. Let's be cool. Be cool. Be cool. Be cool, man. I can't take the hits. I can't take the hits. Why is there no health? Health, 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 health. It's the most dangerous health in the world, apparently. Damn it, I just healed my enemies. 3, 2, 1. I'm alive, baby. Yes! I am going to live forever. Oh. Yes. I'm sorry. I must be so loud. Why is my mic? I feel like I'm super loud in you guys. I'm gonna put it down to like, I don't know. I'm looking at the like the bar, so I limited it a little bit. I don't want to be like screaming in your ears because I saw it go into like the red and I was like, fuck, did I just bust everybody's eardrums? I'm gonna return. I want to play with the guy named your casting couch. Alright, let's see. Those spirits, I didn't pay attention if they were new, but I'll be able to find out if my collection will overload. The Batman one's kind of interesting. Is the Bat Glider cape thingamajig is kind of stupid, but then I figured out how to use it, and basically it makes more sense than the typical gliders. Is when it comes out, like you hit like an air draft and like you'll like fly up a little bit. You have no control after that other than direction and descent, but I really wish you could kind of like angle it like a glider a little bit. Actually, they have done that. They did that with the winged suits where you could go into dips and ride the dips and just kind of... I'm sorry if my hands look leathery. I had a allergic reaction earlier this week that was really bad, and I've been like so dehydrated after that my skin's basically become leather. You know, I've been rubbing coconut oil into it and stuff, but I'm just soaking it up like I'm living in a desert. I smell amazing though. I smell supple like coconut. What am I even talking about? Okie dokies. We actually did have that one already. It was already mastered. I'm not even clicking on the peanut one. He might be an amazing streamer. I've never watched his stuff. He freaks me out. Look at this thing. That is nightmare fuel right there. That haunts my dreams. Now I'm a freaking dragon, man. I'm not afraid of anything, but if I saw this anywhere in the world, I can guarantee you that I would have to burn it with fire. So much fire. An obscene amount of fire. So much fire, they'd be like, why'd you do that? And I'm like, if you could have seen what that thing was, that I don't know what it was, but it was bad, and it had to be killed. On pure sight alone, it was definitely evil. Zero good intentions behind it. I've been reading so so many audiobooks lately, which I guess isn't reading. Even says reading on like Audible and stuff like that. Which, by the way, best place to listen to it. I was listening to it on Spotify. It's nice that 15 hours come with your subscription. If you just have like a regular standard prescription, not prescription, subscription. Yes, I've been prescribed audiobooks, but typically you don't find a lot of audiobooks that are 15 hours or less. You usually find ones that are like 21 hours, 30 hours. Those are the typical ones I've seen. And those aren't even, those are like the lit RPG ones that, you know, everybody loves. But I've run into like an issue. Is I've started just absolutely detesting the books. Like I find a good one that I'm like kind of really getting into, and then I'll get to book 2 and the guy just becomes a moron for the first pretty girl to walk by him, and he's like in love, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, seriously? This was about magic. Now it's about you trying to marry a princess. Of course she's beautiful. She's a princess, you know, but her father's evil and all this other stuff, and you know, he's got to save her. And I was like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm done. Fuck this shit. I was here for magic and adventure, not to watch a guy get slowly pussy whipped over the course of hours of my life. I don't want to waste, even as a, you know, mythical creature myself who will probably outlive everything in this known universe. I do not have time to waste on that shit, you know? I've had people recommend, like, this one, I'm Not a Hero. I thought it was kind of interesting. I thought it was going to be anti-hero. I was wrong. Kind of. I thought I was right at parts, but then I was wrong again. The dude's abilities were, like, 100% considered evil, and I was like, I can see why. But him and, like, captain of the football team, best friend, basically, I'll put it into simple terms, he was the guy's pet nerd, and he had accepted his lot in life. And I was like, okay, lame. And I was like, but the magic system is really shit. As in, like, it seems really hard to make use of it in a consistent enough way, which can be interesting. I think we can all agree a bad magic system is sometimes more interesting than a good magic system. But then I ran into the problem is first girl they rescued, the guy who is the hero gets hooked around her little finger. And then the thing they're worried about was, hey, what if she is using us? And then they get separated because it turns out that the power he's been using, the reason he's the guy who's not the hero, can just keep using and using magic without the typical, like, I'm going to vomit blood because, you know, I'm using more magic than I have. Turns out, like, his ability just blocked it out, you know, simple as that. And I was like, well, that's interesting. The reason it was considered evil is it has evil applications, and you kind of get that. I won't go too far into it. But pretty much, like, he had been, like, killing people. Not, like, murder. Like, well, it's murder. Not, like, malicious, cold blood, I'm just killing people for funsies. Where the hero was just, like, losing his latest acquisition of food over every time he killed someone. The other guy was like, it's weird, I'm not feeling any remorse. Like, he has emotions, but he's able to kind of keep them in check really good. And you're like, well, maybe he's just made of tough stuff and he didn't know it. It was his power. And when he deactivates that power, he finds a guy who's missing a tongue who can basically talk into his head, because the reason he's missing a tongue is because he was able to, like, actually, like, X-Men Professor Xavier people, you know? If he wanted, he could do some real gnarly shit to you, and it would be scary. Well, apparently he got his tongue cut out at one time for that, and he's, not gone down the path of darkness any further. And even he said, he was like, it's a miracle that I'm still alive. He goes, if I was the people who caught me, he goes, I would have, well, killed me. He goes, I can, you know, mind fuck anyone I want into doing anything I want. He goes, within reason. There is a skill to it, but that's not the point. You know, he goes, I had become, or I thought I had become skilled. He goes, I got caught, so apparently not enough. He goes, but it's a dangerous enough skill to have that even if you weren't skilled, you would still be. Oh, there's a Batmobile. I might have to show y'all how that thing works. It's pretty cool. I mean, it sucks, but it's still pretty awesome. I like it. But anyway, basically, he nearly dies because the few, I don't know, weeks, maybe a month that they had been in this, you know, fantasy world was, you know, a lot of running into people that you didn't want to kill, but you ended up killing. And it was just no bueno. Well, they kind of got into a tiff and separated, but he never realized like how like cold he was being because of various reasons. But when he realized it, he realized like his ability was not doing him any favors. He was being just cold, hard logic when it demanded it of him. Well, that girl that I was talking about, well, the hero, they had agreed to keep it secret. Like, the hero is a fucking idiot. He's so stupid that you kind of just want to kill him. You know you shouldn't, but you're just like, I would kill him. You know, I don't get what this beta male main character that we're following is all about, because he's badass with the ability on, but, you know, with the ability off, he's just a sobbing, you know, wet noodle. Well, he finds out that the guy's running with a new team, and he's like, already? He goes, I was gone for like a week. Yeah. He goes, but I was dying while it was happening. It wasn't a fun week for me. He goes, but he found out the guy wasn't even looking for him. I was like, oh, why is Harley Quinn's health so OP? Shit. I didn't know you could hire someone that powerful. But anyway, back to like why I dropped the series like hard as shit is their biggest fear was heroes were basically, how can I explain this? It's a pretty common trope in some darker like novels for it, is heroes are summoned, kind of like in Slime or in Ari Fueta. Heroes aren't summoned for the good reasons that you might think they are. They're usually enslaved or set out on not so innocent requests. Where'd I put the vehicle? There it is. I want to show you all this. Yes, I can fly, and trees are everywhere. Well, moving forward, he ends up going like, well, hell, I need to like make contact with him and tell him that I'm not a psychopath or an asshole. I mean, a little bit of an asshole the way I acted while I was a psychopath. With a fight they had, which, you know, I get it. You'd apologize. You're friends, blah, blah, blah. But he was like, the guy wasn't exactly fair to me either. Didn't even try to look for me. What a dick. Well, he finds out that all around town they're talking about how no one knows the guy's a hero yet. The rich girl they saved from bandits in the beginning, which started the rift between the two of them because, you know, he was okay with killing, and, you know, they didn't know why. They thought he was crazy. Turns out, yeah, she 100% was using him for his status as a hero, because as a noble person, you can provide a hero with resources they need, which, obvious, yeah, right? And not just that, just having one on your side basically makes you as powerful as a country. So you can imagine any noble would be salivating to have one of these. Who's going to take that? Nope, he didn't take the crystal. Okay. Would salivate to have one of these under their wing, because it means that they can lure them to their side and also use them to, you know, basically advance their career. Well, he ends up trying to make contact with him just, you know, normally. And the heroes actually was worried. You know, which you're like, okay, that's understandable. They might have had a fight, but they had been friends since childhood. But you should have heard the fight. Like, the hero was such a piece of shit. You know, the way he, like, the shit he brought up. He basically was like, you're just a piece of shit nerd. He goes, always creeping on my sister and stuff like that. And, you know, like, he said a bunch of, like, fucked up shit that had nothing to do with the situation. You're just like, fuck, that was messed up. But when he gets in there, he ends up having to sneak in. Because they, like, made it so he can't approach. Because they don't know how powerful he is. Even though he's nowhere near as powerful as the hero has a bunch of benefits that he doesn't get. Because he got accidentally summoned the hero's... Hey, Pathfinder buddy, thank you so much for dice with tax. Every little bit counts. And for the shades, feeling very funky fresh. How you doing, buddy? Oh, shit, I thought this bad guy's just Harley Quinn in a bikini. Which is also scary. But back to it. Like, pretty much, he gets in there, and he was just, like, talking to the hero. He snuck into his room, and he goes, look, I know we had a fight. He goes, but here's what happened. He was like, you didn't even look for me. He goes, I looked for you. And he goes, we looked everywhere for you. I'm waiting for that guy to die. So I can just buy one card. Actually, I'm just going to get his card. Making deliveries in a dino wagon. Will you be safe? Make sure to eat and hydrate, buddy. I really appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully you'll be able to play some with me later. Right now I'm just explaining why I didn't like this one novel. Well, that's my guy beside me. But, yeah, well, the guards burst in, and the girl's old man, you know, basically tries to, like, use a spell on them to make them obedient, you know? I'm just like, what? I gotta still buy it? Did I not pick it up? I didn't pick it up. That's because he just died, didn't he? He must have been really low on health. Well, basically, they, like, show their true colors, and they're like, oh, you need us more than we need you, so you need to listen to us. And he goes, no, man, you tried to separate me from my buddy. That guy left, didn't he? Nope, he bought it. And, so pretty much, they basically admit to... Isn't that a bad guy up there? Weird. I feel like I'm playing with bots sometimes. Pretty much they don't admit. They thought they had the upper hand. The other guy just turned on his power because the power he got for being too close to the summon was basically like a free gotcha item, I guess you could say, but in the form of a skill. And what the skill does is basically let you tune out all the repercussions for as long as you want, but as soon as you turn off the power, those repercussions become very real. So you either leave it on forever, or it's bad. Basically, just imagine it's bad. Very, very bad. Well, he turns it on, and he's able to resist it, because what would make you a malleable mind is... Oh, come on. Die, you fucker. Where'd he go? Oh, I thought that was bad. Is it bad guy? Hello? Nope, it's Harley Quinn. You fucked me up, Harley Quinn. Where'd they go? But basically, like, if it was you and some old man in a wheelchair with his hot daughter just turned out to be exactly what you were worried about from the beginning, is being, you know, used and abused by the betters of society, you would probably say, fuck you guys, I just resisted your power, and we're getting out of here. You can't be trusted. You tried to use us. And you tried to manipulate the hero, who you knew was the hero the entire time, and you fucking lied about it. I should get rid of the spear. I just realized it's maxed out. I'm gonna eat this anyway, even though it's a pretty good item to level up your spirits quickly. They'll top off my health. That guy's dead again. Fuck me. So instead, they do the weirdest, stupidest thing that, like, literally, like, I had to pause the entire, I had to pause it, basically, and I had to stop, and I'm like, wait, did they just whisper to each other, well, they tried to mind control us and force you to be their stepping stone to more power as a noble, but at least we know them and they're not that bad. I was like, no, they're that fucking bad, man. You just found out the one thing that you were 100% right to be worried about, and you're gonna let it go. And they're like, okay, well, we're allowed to leave whenever we want, and you guys won't try to do that shit again because it's bad. And they're like, of course. And you're just like, are you shitting me, you morons? You know? And they do. And they once again get put on lockdown. And they're like, why can't we leave? And they're like, well, there's things to be done. You can't just run around. You know, people immediately find out you're the hero and you're the hero's bitch. Oh, right in the tummy. How does that feel, you green glowing piece of shit? His buddies are going to come over here soon. I want to make sure he explodes into a pile of stuff. Okay, let's just pretend all those shots hit and none of one saw me miss like 15 times in a row. But pretty much, like, the hero's in love with the girl who was going to use him to make her more important in noble society or some shit. And I'm gone. I saw that guy land. I'm not sticking around. Fuck you. Alright. I might have to use one of my quickie extracts to get this guy out of here. Oh my god, everybody's dead. I think I already knew that. I think I blocked it out mentally. And they just used the only, Oh, no, wait, there's one right here. Ha. Damn, I'm good. But pretty much, she, like, is like, well, I have to be part of your party, and blah, 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 and she does become part of their party, and they end up... It was bad. It was bad. Like, I mean, just that. Like, I read, like, 10 more chapters after that, and it didn't get any better. They stuck with them. I was just like, you fucking assholes. One, the hero's just there because it's a pretty girl, but I like my characters to be a bit smarter than the average bear, not just be like, hey, pretty girl, she must be a good guy. Let's overlook all the bullshit and the fact that she's using us. Harley Quinn died, that bitch. Alright, let's get rid of this. I don't want to lose this. I'm surprised I haven't lost it already. I usually don't use my extractors one after another, but I do. I 100% do. I use them all the time as an excuse to not be more strategic. Uh-oh, people are shooting at us. What do we do? It's a bad thing. Oh shit, they got a sniper rifle. Fuck that shit. I'm out. I don't want to be where there's no cover and they see me first with a sniper. Taking the spirit. Oh, let's go. Damn it. They're all going down after all my hard work. And there's more people over here. Oh, hell is other people. That's why I'm not people. Alright, oh wait, what's that? That's a card. It's a magic card. I'm gonna take the magic card. It's useless because I have to be right down there. And I'm not down there. I'm in a bad position, guys. Because there's a bunch of these nutbags. Oh, did I just miss that? Did I have a perfect shot to not miss? Did I just miss? Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, 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 swimming. Doo-doo. Yeah, basically, it was bad. Like, obviously, I'm a fan of anti-heroes and stuff like that, but I've actually had to start writing my own because some of these characters, they are good, and they're written by people who are 100% better authors than they're given credit for. But then they dumb down everything just to slam romance down your throat because they could. God, this would hurry up and drift faster. I could get into that vault. I didn't know it was going to go this way, but if it can get down there or close. I don't have the health. Wait for that door to open. It stopped. It did. Stop. No! Alright, yeah, that was my fault. I was gonna zoom out of there. I should have had one of my crystals already used. I didn't. But I didn't lose anything either. So, I mean, other than winning, but, you know. Alright. But yeah, I was reading this one, Choice of Magic. It was not the best, but it's one of those ones like, this is readable, this is good, this is decent. First book was a slow burn, but I was into it. I was like, okay, yeah, okay. And then it became all about the princess. Like, I mean, all about it, everything about it. Like, he's got other girls interested. I understand he's a one-woman kind of guy, but he literally has a mentor who's expressly outlined that, one, her soul's already been bargained away. It's already a done deal. She's done for. If in the one way to free her is to kill her father, it's a spoiler, but fuck you guys. Well, the one way to free her is to kill her father. You know, if you undo the binding on her soul that basically makes her a slave, which she doesn't believe him, because the king has basically turned society into a farm to make spirits, to make him powerful and blah blah blah. It's a whole thing. But every graduate from the academy gets this mark, and basically it's the other end of a spirit mark. And you'd be like, well, why don't they know that? And they're like, well, it's not used this way. And the thing is when you use it on a living being, not a spirit is bound on a one-way contract basically. But you know, when his master way back in the day, you know, became like the worst villain in history for going on a murder rampage. Basically, the whole thing was spawned by the fact that his previous student, to, you know, go through with his plans, not per se evil, but to defeat demons and basically bring together society and become king. He wasn't all altruistic, but it started out as a good thing. He was turning the Fae into spirits to use them against the demons, and basically the problem with that is it was really freaking hard. The Fae are one, immortal and Fae. In our world, they're not immortal, but they're still not to be trifled with. But he was a powerful wizard, but he found an easier way. With the soul bind that he had created to do it to the Fae, he did find out that he could do it to more easier to find prey. And I'm trying to allude around it, but I shouldn't dance around it. Basically, he found out that a trained mage, trained in the old ways, really powerful. A trained mage is, one, human, so pretty easy to kill, especially if they trust you. And two, their souls, their ability to use magic, is as powerful as the Fae. The difference is the Fae are basically walking, you know, death machines when they have access to abundant magic, because they are basically abundant magic. So he found out that he can craft his super weapons. Oh my god, no, I don't want to buy viewers. You know, it's wrong. Sorry, a message came up. Automod did it, but I like to deny it myself sometimes. What was I saying? So basically, the guy had a choice. Potentially have to do it the hard way, or maybe do it the easy way. So, way back in time, this guy decided, hey, I'm going to ignore all the things my master taught me, and I'm going to start sacrificing humans. You know, now he claimed it's only the bad ones. It's like, well, you're sacrificing people's souls to empower yourself to make greater spirits, so you can basically use magic willy-nilly and make yourself kind of like a god king. Even though you already have the power to do that, you know, you're already a fully fledged mage. You can use the, you know, they call it Turin, but it's basically mana, just a different word for mana. You can use all the Turin around you. to a degree. You know, it depends on your mastery. That's the thing about humans, is they can grow, but you know, their ability is determined by how much they've mastered, how much they know, stuff like that. Where Fae, second they're born, knowledge is already there. They don't use it the same way anyway. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Well, the story was riveting, as you can tell. You're just like, oh my god. So basically, the murder kill bad guy was actually the guy who was like, this is knowledge that people shouldn't have. You know, like, should I decide what people should have? He goes, well, I'm not that nice of a guy. He goes, I'm gonna have to kill all my students. I'm gonna have to kill all the people close to me who trust me. And he was like, but why did you do it that way? And his master was like, well, it's simple. He goes, and I want you to pay close attention. He goes, I might be one of the strongest mages in the world. He goes, at that time, he goes, I was only one of the strongest mages in the world. I had either taught or been associated with all the strongest mages in the world. He goes, the thing is all these people were tempted by this power. They also knew how to do it, and they started using it. Maybe not for evil, but when he discussed it with them, they refused to let it go. They may have been using it on, you know, other creatures than humans, but they were teaching it. They were spreading it, and it was something that was starting to plague society. He said, so he stayed quiet for a few decades. He goes, he watched, and then he came to a decision. He goes, if I'm to bury the method of creating spirits, I gotta do it while they still trust me. He goes, so I went around, and he goes, and I knew that the word would spread fast. He goes, so I had to kill the ones that had a hope of killing me. So I took out the strongest on the list. He goes, my students. He goes, and I worked my way down. He goes, by the time I got to the 8th person on the list, he goes, there was no one strong enough to kill me. And he goes, so it was easy after that. And he goes, and that's where the spells that people nowadays can't use, because they think it was, you know, we used rituals or stuff like that. He goes, no, we could use amazing amounts of turn. He goes, we also had extended our lives by massive amounts by expanding our mastery of turn. He was like, so being able to use that much was impressive to a younger person. He goes, but as people became sorcerers and used spirits and stuff like that, they started relying on spirits more than the mastery of turn, and they stopped having long lives. They started, you know, they basically became lazy. You know, and he was like, partly my fault. He said, but basically his master made a hard but understandable to a degree choice. I get why he did it. It was still pretty cold. Well, William, the guy the story focuses on, Princess is basically part of that. They've farmed out the training of mages to an academy that has stood since, you know, the old man's time. And basically they're marking everybody who graduates after 4 years. So everybody who has a certain level of mastery, because one of the holes in the plot that I was curious about until that point is, if spirits' powers determined by their mastery in life before they died or were killed and bound, you know, to become an elemental spirit, what exactly is the point in binding a bunch of young people who use weaker sorcery? One, to avoid another purge. Two, is the reason they don't mark them as they go in the academy, and that this is my theory, is that when they go into the academy, they would barely be useful as any elemental spirit. But when they exit the academy after 4 years, if they graduate, the reason they're marked then is it allows them to at least be minor spirits, or even possibly greater spirits if they're exceptionally talented. So geniuses, not good for them. So that's where it kind of made sense, is he wasn't looking to make super weapons anymore. He was looking to supply himself, the current king, not the one who was murdered way back in the day. The current king is looking to continue his rule through power, but he also needs to be able to have a consistent supply of spirits, you know? And all that was really cool, really riveting. That's the part I was like, okay, so we have basically the rise of this knowledge that was supposed to have died. And we don't know how the knowledge came back out, because the old man definitely didn't tell anybody. He went out of his way to kill all the people he was close to so the knowledge never got out. You know, he knows that his wife, who is no longer with him, he knows that she wouldn't give away the information, but when she became Fae, basically she's no longer human. They don't have human emotions. He said, unless someone like wheeled and dealed with her, he goes, but the only people they can wheel and deal with are mages. You know, that's part of like the pact. So even the king, as powerful as he is, isn't a mage. So he wouldn't be part of the, you know, pact agreement. He couldn't make a deal. So she's off the table unless she just gave it away, which goes against their nature as, you know, evil fae. They're not considered evil fae, but they're pretty evil. Like I said, I'm skipping some details, but all that cool stuff, all that interesting stuff, I was like, oh, this is going to be like a cool, it's going to be a slow burn, but it's going to be cool, where he has no master anymore. He's young, stupid, and doesn't have any way to master the spells that he needs to master. All he has is a good foundation before his grandfather died. And then it becomes all about the princess, and she's getting married to save him politically and stuff like that. And every like 5 chapters they go on like a secret bang vacation and nobody fucking notices. I'm just like, wait, they spend weekends together banging it out, and then they're like, no, our love has to be separate. He's gonna go and stop their wedding. He's gonna have to kill her father, all this stuff. And I was like, my fucking god. I was like, I understand if he was doing it to the right reasons, but it's all about this love affair now. And I was like, this wasn't like a romance book until halfway through the second one. And now it's just like a dedicated, weird nobility cuckold, kill the king, try to marry his daughter, love affair bullshit. It's not about magic anymore. And the missions have been getting lamer because the detail is mostly about this dude having secret, you know, meetings with the princess, you know, and everybody's like, are you a fucking idiot? Like, even other people in the book are like, you have a million reasons to not do that. You know, you don't diddle the princess and then basically have a ultimatum where you have to either kill her father or sell your soul to her father, which you're not going to do, obviously. It would end the books, and it's stupid. But he basically sold his soul to the Fae already with an unbound favor for information that didn't seem helpful at all, like how to stop this demon summoning or some shit. And it was so easily ended. You know, he basically just asked this deity to kill the demon and killed the demon. I was like, wait, so why did we sell our soul to his former grandmother? You know, like, and now he's guaranteed to basically repeat exactly what happened to his grandfather, which made his grandfather such a cold and heartless person, was, you know, lose the love of his life. And I was like, wait, so this was just a really lame setup to put him on the exact same path. Why couldn't we just write the book from the beginning that way? Why not just follow his grandfather's story? You know? So I ended up dropping it when it only has like an hour left of the book. I might finish it, but it just took the life out of it, you know? Like, I kind of miss the fact that I'm caught up on He Who Fights with Monsters. I mean, there's parts of that book I even don't like, you know, with how much he's just like, oh, I'm becoming a person who kills a lot of people, and he kind of has a lot of introspective, but other than that, the story's fantastic, you know? But, yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for the new book of that to come out. I'll stop yapping so much about the books. It's just bumming me out. Is I find new books to read, and the only book that's really hit kind of hard, but it's like super cruel how hard it is, you know, was Path of the Berserker. I'm partway through the second book. I started on Spotify, so tomorrow I think I get more hours to finish that one. If it's still good, I might buy book 3, or at least preview it. But that one honestly has amazing voice acting. The guy is unhinged who wrote this book, because it is just blood and guts and the shittiest cultivation method I've ever seen. It is poorly thought out, but it's good. It's not as bad as I know I'm not giving it a good sales pitch, and I don't hardly recommend it either. But for real, it's pretty good. It's the voice acting definitely carries it. I wouldn't read it on its own. But I would not choose this cultivation method at all. Path of the Berserkers, basically, you got a body? Okay, we're gonna put it through a meat grinder, and if you have a really, really fucked up personality, you're gonna come out. I didn't equip that spirit, did I? Fuck. You're gonna come out of this slightly stronger and really hard to kill, but your body's gonna look like you went through a meat grinder because that's what we're gonna do. But it's interesting. Instead of going to another world, instead of experiencing, you know, a big upheaval that forges a guy to become a great hero, nobody wants this guy to save humanity. Isn't that a bitch? Even other humans, because this is Path Berserker. I'm done with the other one. I'm not going to explain that one again because that one has already broken my heart by going down the let's have a massive princess route that's no fun. You know? It honestly disgusts me. All these, like, really ridiculous... Oh, I did equip the spirit. All these really ridiculous romances that don't really have any... Like, I understand if it was, like, love at first sight, but they didn't, like, write it up that way. Graham, I'm talking about it again, aren't I? You know, they didn't write it up that way. And they don't know anything about each other. At all. I mean, really nothing at all. But they didn't write it that way. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I was bamboozled, duped, tricked, you know, conned. Is they started out good. Not strong, but good. You know, it was, see, that's what I'm talking about. You kind of get like this updraft. He's cool. And see little Batman is poking his face out. I always drop these. I can't stand that pistol. It sucks. I've had other people tell me that they love that pistol, and they're wrong. What was I saying? Anyway, Path of the Berserker, little exposition on that one, is basically, there is no isekai. There is no more good guys. There's no more this, no more that. Is one day, a bunch of big golden pagodas appear in the sky. The moon turns red. Monsters start appearing everywhere. We tried to fight the cultivators straight out of a Miram, you know, like Chinese cultivation thing. And they can basically just swat nukes with their hands. The powerful ones, you know, the really powerful ones, not all of them. Obviously, that would be hilariously insane. But basically, everybody tries, you know, regular civilians try running, getting out of Dodge. Well, they sent a bunch of other superhumans of status to come down there and sort through the ones that could be, you know, what do you call it? They had a word for it. Basically, they're not there to enslave them, and they're not there to kill all of them. They've actually done that before. It's basically all the people at the top who lived during the early days of the Empire that came to Earth just now. They've conquered millions of stars, most of the galaxy. They're like 14 something something, a lot. They're really fucking old. They've been around for a while. Just imagine that. And basically what they found out is might makes right. That's one thing. That's kind of obvious from how I've already described it. It's weird that there's no way in from here, but there's a veranda. Ow! Fuckers. But they found out that it really made life harder. And for good reason. They can't get people to do shit for them. And there's no society, there's no economy. Basically, it's a lot of bullshit. If they kill everyone. So they came to the conclusion that now when they invade other planets for resources, and the Blood Moon basically gives them monsters to fight and will generate resources, One sec. I just gotta do this. Basically, you know, they actually thought about it. You can't. I'm hearing whispers. That's really freaking me out. I think it's the game. I don't think it's the voices inside my head, because typically they're not that scary. Uh, but anyway, they come down there, and he was just a kid when they came down. He was like 8, and they didn't come down there, and like his parents resisted and stuff. They were like, okay, we're taking the kids, and they were gonna take him and his sister, but then one of the ladies was like, no, she's too old, she'll remember too much, it will be impossible for her to assimilate into our society. And I was like blown away when they said that, because I was just like, oh shit, they're not here to just conquer, they're here to pad their civilization too. I was like, that's clever. You know, they need people, they need workers, they need servants, they need, you know, lower class society to keep upper class society from just being one big murder fest where they kill people stronger than them, and that's pretty much it. You know, it's just a one-sided power dynamic at that point. So they're pretty clever about how they set up society. Well, moving forward like 12 years is he goes on to like scribe. Actually, I should go back. Basically, when they're taking him, his parents resisted, and you think, oh, they're just going to splatter his parents, and they really could have done that. That is it, like the lady even stops them and informs them, like, you know, just keep him from interfering. They're like, we're not here to kill him. Our job is strictly to grab usable people, you know. And the big hammers next to her, not literal hammers, I mean like the two stooges that stand next to her that basically are there to do all the muscle work, you know, they just nod, and you know, their light shoves were enough to make his parents almost like vomit blood when they're trying to stop him. And they grabbed him, shoved him on the pagoda, and when they left, a bunch of monsters came from the Blood Moon's influence and made them all melt. Not melt, they ate them. It was horrible. It was scarring for a child, apparently. Understandably so. But basically, he grew up, and the first thing they do is, on the Golden Pagodas, they took normal Earthlings, in this case, because that's who they were invading, and they put them in school with their young, too. You know, people who hadn't started any cultivation training. And the basics is basically, one, you got to learn their language. You're not allowed to speak your own language. That makes sense, you know. It's a re-education camp, but also not a re-education camp. It was a bit more clever. There's more to it, I guess you could say. Let's see. Take that. And put that in, put that in. Is if they just want to re-educate them in like a messed up kind of like Red Dawn situation, it would just be a bunch of fucked up camps, you know? Where, and they did beat the shit out of them, and like, it was messed up, don't get me wrong, but it was a bit more... Basically, the bad guys aren't just ruthless slaughterhouse murderers. You can even earn citizenship, which is the fucked up part, you know, but only if you're a cultivator. So that's the unfucked up part. You know? Well, since he definitely did remember what they had done, you know, some of the people were actually babies when they were taken. So not only do they not remember, they really don't want to, you know, they don't even know what society was like before. Him being old enough to remember society to a degree really hurt him when it came to becoming integrated. He did the job that he was given. He went through the schooling and stuff. He learned Yi, which is basically Chinese. But on the other hand, he didn't really take to cultivating. And even he admits it probably wasn't a lack of talent. It might have been, but there's no way for him to know, because, you know, he was so rebellious that he barely survived the schooling. The schooling was already hard enough as is, but they basically put you through Spartan training to a degree, but the Spartan training was so extreme, but they know what they're doing. You know, obviously they're cultivators, they have to. Uh he said, despite the fact that he didn't listen and he barely passed enough to not be thrown out the academy before he got the basic education, is his physical body, if you were to compare it to Earth standards before the fall, he is probably up there with the strongest um, Olympic athletes that we ever had on Earth. And he said, but that's not really considered much. You know, basically, he might be faster and stronger than a typical Earthling. He goes, but there was a good amount of his peers that learned at least midway through the basic cultivation, which is considered nothing. But when you consider that apparently humans aren't really known for their cultivation talent, you know, which was a huge blow to the Empire too, is the Empire actually needs them to become powerful and stuff, because that's how they, one, run the entertainment industry, and two, further cultivation, is they need powerful people in the Empire to keep the Empire stable. They don't really have any enemies, but, you know, they do have the need of conquest and nobility, and that's what happens to people if they are to gain a healthy amount of cultivation. They basically become able to achieve things in society. And so I'm gonna shoot this guy in the head. But what I'm saying is basically it was pretty clever. The novel. I won't go too much into it, because I'm basically just regurgitating novels right now, and probably not the smartest move. If these guys come over here and steal my mythic weapon, I'm gonna be pissed. That's right, punks. I think this one's just longer range, right? Increased effectiveness when hitting. Oh, so basically it's stronger. Back to what I was saying. I'll try not to go too far into the whole thing, but basically he becomes a cultivator, blah blah blah. I'm already bored of it. Oh, fucking what? We got a bed guy. Like, I just shoot a rock. That's embarrassing. Nice. Don't steal my gold. Yeah, I got bored of explaining. I got bored of explaining the stuff too. Oh, there's no room in there. All right. I got left. I'm so lonely. I have nobody. I'm all on my own. Damn, this guy's got dogs. I have a dog too. Ah, fuck! Didn't get here soon enough. Look at my dog. My dog's cool. Show him a trick. That guy got some major air. Oh, I feel like shit. My throat's still raw, so I have to take a break from talking a little bit. I was getting too excited about being able to stream in a while. Too bad you can't just like upgrade to like mythic for like an obscene sum of money. That'd be cool. That'd be dope. Fire Elemental's actually really useful in this game. But yeah, definitely looking for more stuff to read. I keep getting writer's block on my own, and I keep wanting to switch ideas and almost genres sometimes. Every time I get like a few solid chapters in, I start to realize that I have to do a revision. I have to, not because it's bad, but because I need to add more detail and stuff, which I'm told is normal. Like, I even looked it up. I was like, how do writers do this? How do they do that? I've been looking into it, and I was like, basically, they don't. They're doing what I'm doing. You know, sometimes it gets better to where, like, you've already achieved a certain level of, you know, worldliness. You've already gotten the mechanics in. You've already gotten the world in. You've got characters, supporting characters. But I'm not there. So when you're building a novel from scratch, you kind of basically building a novel from scratch, which sounds stupid, but that's just how it is. Oh man, I'm so close to level up. What's it gonna be like? What is this thing? Oh, there's some. I'm sure there's some over here, but I'm gonna go over there because I can see that one. Shit! Jerks. Hey, my guys actually saved me. Kill her. Get her. Fuck! Sorry. I yelled at you, didn't I? Yes, sir, I did. You couldn't shoot at them before they blew my brains out all over the desert. We were not on the desert beach. Doesn't matter. Who cares? I need more drink. Oh, why did I think I'm not playing right now? It's not a spirit I actually needed. I already mastered all the ones I have, but I was still mad that I was about to send it on its way. Make one itsy bitsy mistake. What I did is I grabbed their attention too damn well. And now my mythic weapons are in there. Grubby little hands. Oh yeah, baby, reboot me. Get in there. Oh, they're coming. They're coming. They're coming for you. Oh no. Oh, that's horrible. That's diabolical. That is a travesty, and that is not good. It is evil. You can do it. I'm dead right now, but I appreciate the vote of confidence because I also believe in my slowly rotting corpse making a comeback. Wait, am I back? I am back. I think. Wait. It maybe. Meow. I mean ribbit. I mean no, meow. I had it right the first time. It says waiting to be did. I'm just kidding, it says rebooted. But yeah. But I can see her hiney. She looks more naked with a naked Batman on her butt, doesn't she? Doesn't it make you think, oh, is that her butt? No, it's Batman's abs, but still. I don't know why this is waiting to be rebooted. God, what's wrong with me? Why can't I speak the English, the words? And they flew away. I guess I'm not waiting to be rebooted. Fuck. You ever have a problem with words like you're supposed to have an accent, but you don't have an accent, and you keep saying things, and they're like, oh, you have an accent. Like, I don't have an accent. I'm just retarded. That's the only explanation. Shoot him in the face. Don't wear fucking yoga pants to a battle royale, you sick bastard. Holy crap. They were so surprised. That guy is way too chill. He's just Terminator walking towards her. Behind you. And behind you. Shoot him in the face. No! No! Your team placed third. Well, no one remembers second, so third's definitely not going to get a second look There's a reason I'm not playing solo, and that's because last time I played solo, one, I didn't do very well. Two, it's a lot harder to find spirits in solo last time I played. And I'm trying, like, I found everything but, like, standard stuff. Like, I have, like, advanced spirits and stuff like that, but where's the Batman chesty one? I got some standard ones, but let's see. Oh, yeah, I actually had to, still can never find the 0 points. I actually had to trade with the guy for these. That's not 0 point. That one's a 0 point, and there's this one, which I'm still too poor to get because I lost in a match. Because every time you have a 0 point, everybody sees you have a 0 point, and they decide, I am going to murder, stab, kill that man for his 0 point. But I traded a British VTuber for these 0 points. I was going to get a third from him, but he mood swings like a motherfucker. Like, he wanted to play, and then he's just like, fuck this, fuck everything, I'm out, good night, goodbye. And then he sawed it off because he's British, and that's how they do it. They don't fuck off, they saw it off, apparently. But yeah, he dipped out after giving me 2, which I'm still happy. I found one once, and I didn't find it. It was on someone else's back, and I tried to murder, stab, kill them, and they almost died, but then they fucking evaporated. I couldn't find them after that. They were super fast, and I got shot in the ass and died. Didn't see another one after that. Had to trade for it. Oh yeah, like I was saying, you saw the Batman she had. Normal Batman. I find special Batman. I can't find normal Batman. What's this one? The gummy water spirit. What's this one do? I'm going to take in the gummy earth spirit. Sounds like every flavored jelly beans. They give you the earth flavored jelly bean. The most tastiest dirt flavored jelly bean. I never actually checked to see if the game audio was captured. Is it? Wait, is it? Have I? It is. Okay. I didn't see it like popping up because the menu's so quiet. But yeah. The game audio is capturing, and I am the streamer, man. I can do it. I believe in myself. You'll have to let me know if it looks a lot crispier on your displays. I'm doing the enhanced broadcasting thing, which apparently people have been doing for years, and no one told me. I have no friends, so that tracks. Still hurts. Still hurts. I mean, I did have friends, but I don't know. I honestly cannot remember what happens to them. It should look better or just more cleaner. I explained what it was earlier in a really long-winded and not coherent way of explaining anything. I should have been a teacher. You know, everybody would pass my class because I wouldn't be able to pass my class, so I'd make all the tests super easy. But basically what it does is, minus the... Oh, I said I was going to do this last time. It was, what, like 2 matches ago. I'll look at it. I will. And I'll tell you what it's called. It's like transcoding servers or something like that. That's the only thing I don't have access to because it's for specific people and partners. Partners get everything. I understand why. But there are some affiliates that do get access to it because of some reason. They either signed up or they're doing good or they're almost partners or they know partners. I don't know. But something they might, maybe, and kind of, yes. But what it does for me right now is I don't stream to Twitch the way I normally would stream to Twitch. Instead of them bypassing it and sending it through their transcoding software, it basically puts all the load on my computer. Now that sounds bad, but I'm going to explain why it's not the bad and why it's the good. It's good in the way that basically you can now throw a larger range of compressed, uncompressed encodings on multiple resolutions without having to stream multiple resolutions to Twitch. Why is that good? Is basically the same reason why mobile prefers like 480, 760, and 980 over 1080, even though that changed and it's confusing. Nobody really can tell you why. They tell you why, but they don't know why. They're lying. I've had people tell me why, and it's always not why. Or someone has a different varying opinion, who cares? Doesn't matter, shut up. But why is the enhanced broadcasting theoretically good? We don't know if it's good. We'll find out if it's good when I rewatch the VOD, because I'll probably be the only one who does. After I review the content and stuff, I'll probably try watching it on multiple devices to see what I see. But pretty much people on different Wi-Fi's, different, you know, depending on how juicy their bit rate is, depending on how and what kind of hardware they're running, blah, blah, blah. You see where I'm going with this? They basically get what they need and what they can watch in the best way they can watch it, you know, if that makes sense. And there's other benefits. Is you don't have to worry about any lag or chugging or, I guess you would say, weird hiccups or typical processing issues that could come from, you know, Twitch's end, you know, to where they have a lot of people streaming and you're not important enough to get a private network. You got to use their, you know, public transportation, essentially, which means that it's not as exclusive. There's more chances for failure, and it's just a lot. So that's another thing, is taking on the burden of doing that extra kind of like bypassing coding stuff. I definitely am not explaining this well. You do take on more pressure to do more with your rig, which makes it harder, in theory, for other people with less good hardware or not as intense hardware. But if you do have the hardware, which I obviously do, and which that changes because they also added other encoding, it's not a pathway, it might be a pathway, but other encoding, fuck, I can't think of the word. What is it? Oh, my brain is useless. It is, who is this? Aren't you somewhere else? You know what? I don't want to talk to you. Shut up. I could have sworn I've seen her in other places. Maybe she's got, oh wait, she does have clones. I remember killing her in like the alien invasion thing. She had like a million gajillion clones whenever you shot her. It was weird and hilarious. It was funny. But I didn't understand it. I didn't follow the lore at all either. But either way, back to the thing is, I forgot what I was saying. Basically, your encoding process, however you do it, if you do it through CPU, if you do it through a specific channel with your CPU, you know, like it's H2V1 and AV something, it's basically all the same thing, and there's arguments on which is better, even if you have good equipment on both ends. Some people say CPU, some people say this, some people say CPU if you have it on a separate rig, and some people say it doesn't fucking matter. The thing is it depends on who built your PC, how you decide to use your PC, and a bunch of other factors that are too complicated to go into. Sorry, I got the like a hiccup burp thing going on. It's very inconvenient. What was I saying? Oh no. And that class is how you don't hit anything. Then continue not to. Oh shit, they got a sniper rifle. Fuck me. Fuck! Don't shoot at me, you twat. I was kidding. It was like a hug, like a violent hug with guns. Wow, there's a lot of them here. I think they're mad. What was I saying? Basically, it's very accessible even if you don't have great equipment. You don't have to have, like, the 40,000. Oh, they're still behind me. Shit, why are you aiming that sniper rifle at me? Not cool, dude. Oi! Leave me alone! Fuck! Oh wait, I have a self thing. They shot me. Didn't work. I don't like these. The self revives are crap. The South Park ones and the ones I've had in the past, of course. Basically, if you got one, it was harder to get one, granted. But people couldn't just ice you when you used them. They would pull you into like a separate dimension and reboot you somewhere else. You know? Typically. But back to the encoding thing. And I actually might be able to just look it up. Now that I'm not bound. I just gotta pull up the internet browser. I didn't know what I'm doing. Because I'm equally confused by it, to be honest with you, because I just haven't. I've had access to it for a while, but I just don't understand it. Let's see. Settings, stream. All right, 2K streaming. They were doing me. Higher quality viewing experience. Enhanced broadcast. I'll just have to look at this later. Because that's what people do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm alive. What was that? Someone? What was that? I just heard someone breathe. I'm not sure if it's because I have tabs open. That was creepy. It's scary. Freaked me out. It might have been nothing, though. Is there something behind me? No. I live alone. Right. Yay, look. It's the thing. Oh, I got two of the same gun. That's cool. Interesting. One testicle. But no, am I well enough to be streaming? Absolutely not. Am I going to do it anyway? Yes. Hey, it made noises. It makes really aggressive, like, indigestion noises whenever it reboots you. Why do I'm hearing a thing. And it is... in here. Ah, yes. Who needs stairs when you have windows full of sharp glass? Where am I? I should probably find my amigos. Basically, from what I understand, and I've already explained multiple times because I don't understand it very well right now, and I've hardly read any literature on it, and it's been there for some of it 2 years, some of it not 2 years, but most of it 2 years, and I just haven't bothered. I haven't. Pretty much, if this game looks great to you right now, that's probably the enhanced encoding. It usually looks pretty decent. But when you're having like high action moments, you get some grittiness. I have a sniper rifle. I should use that. You all saw that hit. I mean, you saw it 100%. I didn't miss. Hit. I'm getting really tired of these bullets missing their targets. It has nothing to do with me. It would have been so cool if I hit that. I think they caught on to us shooting at them. Oh, you murdered him. Good job. What the fuck? Where are we in shot at from? Oh, hello. Yeah, 125 damage. Cool. As you can see, I'm very excited about it. Potion. No. Can I get that? No, I hit a rock. Fudge. It's interesting. Did he just disappear? One thing I don't like is oh, it's not one thing. I don't like a lot of things. But when they get a little further away, the we call it the distance of where things are loaded in will sometimes clip them out of existence, and you basically don't have anything to shoot at. I'm pretty sure I have my distance on, you know, holy wow, that's pretty far. Bags, view disc, epic, yeah. See, I have it on. I have it on epic, which means, golly gee, that's far. I don't think they're gonna stick their heads out again because they've seen a bunch of amateur snipers shoot everything around them, which is really scary and intimidating because they're like, one of these days they might actually hit something. Oh, we have a. I saw a Batman. Wait, how do you lose a giant flying bat? Oh, wait. It's not the same guy, but. Oh, that was my last shot. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'm not a sniper anymore. That's the good news. I am now a man with a gun. And that gun is a lot easier to use than a sniper rifle. All right. Turn my mic all the way back up again because I can. What are they doing? You see? Stop emoting around me, you weirdo. No. I want to be friends with you. Why don't you go become Hokage? Oh, the battle bus is coming. We gotta get to the battle bus before everything goes wrong. And then the Fire Nation attack. We got 2 minutes. Ah! They shut all the wheels off. Fucking animals. Oh, these idiots. How could they do this to my battle bus? No, I mean, not a battle bus. It's a reboot van. There we go. I know what's a what. Is that a fireplace over there? I could use a fireplace. I don't think that's going to heal my tires, but we'll see. No. Fireplace will heal your tires, weirdly enough. Or they, Am I heading towards it still? That's it. Yeah, that's it. I wouldn't run to like a fireplace or anything. Oh, wait. There's that. Just need tires, really. 45 seconds is plenty of time, but I'm not gonna risk it. Get in there, guys. We got 30 seconds. Can all make it out of this in one piece. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, baby! Yes. We made it. I don't understand why they're doing this battle bus thing, but I feel like extraction shooters are becoming infectious. Because I've literally been on Discord talking to people about Black Budget, and we're all addicted to it like a drug. I only played it for like 2 days and love the fact that we got to stream it for the alpha, but now it's the only thing I want to play. Do I want to play Fortnite? A little bit, kind of, sort of. Would I play Black Budget right now? Which surprises me because I am not really a fan of PUBG in any way. I played it, but yeah, not really my jam. It's crazy that I have to stare at David Beckham's face every time I see the store thing. Ooh, thank you for the crown. Feeling very regal, buddy. How you doing, Pathfinder? No, my brain is killing me. I have a terrible headache. I need to make some more tea. What was I saying? I was complaining about David Beckham for some reason. That doesn't seem right. Uh, nope, I can't remember. I'm losing my mind. What are my career levels at now? 2,916. I've been playing since this game came out. Not enough to have an impressive score, but uh, the guy who traded me the 0 points. The funny thing is like his was like 6,000. It was more than double mine. Oh, that's right. Next match change that. Wait, what's his rank? Rank us based on what? Where am I? What was my rank among friends? I see these guys. Am I not even? Oh, that's 4 ranked. I think. Why do I have that on? No, it's not on. I don't understand how that goes. Hey, I'm number 2 on Reloaded. I didn't know that. Arena box fight. I don't really care about that stuff. Where do I rank globally? I guess I don't. Reach Unreal rank to appear on this leaderboard. Fuck that. I might not have much of a life, but I definitely have more of a life than that. I'd rather just rank among my friends. We might switch to Peak or something like that, or maybe Hades. I'm becoming burnt out on this, but I need to make a drink. So I'm going to throw you all into the starting screen, and I'll be back.
I can see that your posture standing so tall. I can smell the pathetic fear on you all. I can hear all the boasts that you preach and you bawl. I can feel your resolve as it starts to stall. You can shoot, but your bullets just graze on the wall. You can pray to a God that won't answer your call. I can sense that your power is hollow and small. You're just garbage and you're destined to crawl. You can see the red duster that sweeps down the hall. You can see the dark glasses that witness it all. You can hear the hellhound that's straining his thrall. You can feel the cold laughter as empires fall. I'm the bird of Hermes, I've eaten my call. I'm the shadow that stretches, I'm entropy's squall. I'm the servant who answers to her beck and call. I'm the monster who stands over all. I can tell when a human has true burning will. I can smell the conviction, the pride they distill. I can hear their defiance so sharp and so shrill. I can feel my own boredom, the eons I kill. I can wait for the one with the courage and skill. I can dream of the hand that can make me be still. I can sense the true paradox, bitter the pill. Only human hands give me a genuine thrill. You're not real, just a stain on the floor. Just a cheap hollow core. You're a self-righteous bore. And I'm waiting for more. I can taste the old copper from battlefields fed. I can smell the old smoke of the prayers that I said. I can hear my own voice as I curse God and bled. I can feel the cold centuries waking the dead. I can shift to the armor, the beast or the dread. I can walk as a girl or the count you all read. I can sense my own tragedy painted in red. I'm the king of the night, on the blood I am fed. You can see the red duster that sweeps down the hall. You can see the dark glasses that witness it all. You can hear the hellhound that's strange strain in its thrall. You can feel the cold laughter as empires fall. I'm the bird of Hermes, I've eaten my call. I'm the shadow that stretches, I'm entropy's squall. I'm the servant who answers to her beck and call. I'm the monster who stands over all. Oh. Just a stain on the floor. Just a cheap hollow core. And I'm waiting for more.
The shadows flee the moment that I take a single breath. I stand alone, a golden god, the arbiter of death. You claim to be a demon king, a master of the night. But even darkness bows its head before my holy light. My parents called me monster and they cast their prince away. Now I am the heavy debt that all the wicked pay. I do not feel a spark of rage, I do not feel a sting. I only feel a pity for the fragile life you bring. You stand before the pinnacle, the apex of the sun. The moment that you met my gaze, the battle had been won. So drop your sword and hit your knee, surrender to the heat. The world was made for me to walk in you up at the street. Who decided that the dark could ever dim my glow? I am the one who stands above the only king you know. Apologize for being born, for breathing in my air. The lion's sin is here to judge the soul that does not care. The noon is drawing closer now, my muscles swell with might. The mountain melts to liquid stone within my burning sight. I carry Rita in one hand, a weight you could not bear. A heavy price for those who think that they are even fair. You boast of strength and ancient blood, of curses and of lies. But everything is trivial beneath these golden eyes. The heat I radiate. Burning star, I'll leave a scar upon the world to show them who we are. For Merlin I would burn it all and turn the seas to steam. To keep the light within her eyes, I'll end your every dream. You ask me why I hate you, but I find the question odd. How could a man hold hatred for a worm beneath his rod? I'll sacrifice my very life to watch the more